Okay, so
Can we
I'm
trade a few
going
things? Of
to show
course.
you how to link your settlements so you can share resources. The first thing I do, I have just unlocked this settlement, and I came back a couple of days of in-game time, and I have 4 settlers that are ready to populate this settlement. And this guy just usually what happens is a new settler that enters your compound will approach you and start dialogue with you. So first thing I do is go in and take what they have, except for their weapon in their first round, unless I have an upgraded weapon and stuff that I want to give them. And we'll get into that later. Right now, I just want to talk about setting up a settlement, supply line. All right, let's see here. Wow, this is great.
Anything I can do to help out around here?
Usually, when I set up
I want to trade a few things.
Sure
a
thing.
settler to connect my supply lines, this is the outfit I give them. So that is awesome that I'm not gonna have to do that. I'm not gonna have to find that outfit. I usually have to go into my inventory and do it. So let's go here, and we're going to down at the bottom. Well, first you're gonna see that they're unassigned, and look at the bottom where it gives you the options of what you want to do. You can either put them in charge of farming. You can put them in charge of defense. You can move them to another settlement, but in this case, I'm gonna set them up to do supply line runs. So I'm using PlayStation, so R1, and I want them to. Oh, crud! I don't. Let me show you what I do. I forgot about that. I want to know which settlement I want them to go to. So let me get out of this option. Go into my supply lines that I already have. So in my Pip-Boy, I can see at the bottom, it gives me the option to show me my supply lines. Now, the way I like to do it is I like to link them to the closest one. So I'm going to send this representative to the Slog, or I could send them to Kingsport Lighthouse. You know what? I'm going to do Kingsport Lighthouse. I like to set it up so that they're chained in to the closest one, and all you have to do is have them connected to one that is connected to another, that's connected to another. As long as they're all connected to at least one settlement, then you can share resources to all of them. If one of them is out of the loop or not, think of it like a Christmas lights. If one of them isn't working connected, then it's gonna, it's not gonna share the resource. So I like to do it this way. Some people do it so that Sanctuary is kind of like their go-to place. They'll have a representative from each new settlement sending resources to one hub, or like they'll create like a hub. And some people like to use Sanctuary, so you'll get like these all of the supplies are coming into Sanctuary, which that's just really for cosmetics. It doesn't have a benefit to do it that way. This is the way I do it, because I mean I kind of think of it as like a role playing type thing where you can see your wastelander out there in the wasteland, and if you're sending them from here all the way to Sanctuary, I mean that's a long, long walk. I like to think of it as like, hey man, how would you feel if you had to go all the way from here to Sanctuary? It's like your settler just gets to travel from here to here, and I tend to do it where when I set up a new settlement, I'll have that settlement responsible for sending the supply, establishing the new supply line. Otherwise, let's say you have like a population of 20 settlers, and if you have like say Sanctuary as your hub and you're sending all 20 of your settlers out into the wasteland, then who's going to be working the resources, who's going to be pulling defense around the perimeter, things like that. So this is the way I do it. All right, so Coastal Cottage is where I am. I'm going to send a provisioner, is what they're called, to Kingsport Lighthouse.
Ain't
There
looking
we
for
go.
trouble, I hope.
So let's go back into workshop mode. And we are going to set up supply line. Kingsport Lighthouse. There it is. Bam, confirm. Confirm. There it is. Now, she should be assigned as a provisioner. Yep. And she's on her way to Kingsport Lighthouse. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Now that I've done that, this is what it does. The resources that I've gathered from this this place are now stored in the workshop, but they're also all the resources from all of my settlements are now I'm able to use to build up this establishment. Because you know, when you first get into a settlement, you have hardly any resources to do anything, and so now I can set up a defense. I can build beds, things of that nature. So I've got 3 people that live here already. Let's go see what the bed situation is like. Oh my gosh, this place is horrible. There's not. So wow, this is a horrible, horrible place. We're gonna just have to build some prefabs. Is this a cave? That's crazy. This is okay. Now this place is pretty bad. But what I do like about this place is where it's located. There is off in the where are we at? Due north, right there, that overpass. There's some pretty sweet high level villains up there. And down here, a Queen Mirelurk, or Mirelurk, however you pronounce it, spawns. So if you remember when you first took the castle, if you've gone that far in the game, that big, huge sea creature that you had to kill once you got there, one of those spawns here from time to time, and that's a pretty cool high-level NPC to kind of fight from time to time. It's fun. And then I believe that's a fish factory. Let's go over here, back into my map. Fish packing. Usually in your fish packing compounds, you can find aluminum trays, like a lot of aluminum trays. So I like this area. I just think that this initial setup is pretty bad. Usually you'll at least have a house when it says what is this place called? Yeah, cottage. Usually when you come to a new settlement that's a cottage, you at least get a house with a roof. All right, let's see what we can build. But that pretty much covers the how to set up a supply line. And if you watching the rest of the video, it's just going to be about me building this initial settlement. Let's see what I want to do here. Let's make a structure. Oh, I haven't used this one yet. You know what? This is going to be a simple go-to. Let's see where we can put this place. Oh, gosh. Not cool. Let's go to the other side, see if I can put this... all I'm going to do is put them like a prefab, and then put some beds in it. That's all I'm trying to do right now for these guys. Oh, horrible. Ah. Oh, I know what I can do. I like concrete floors. Let's go to floors. Concrete. These are pretty cool. what I'm trying to do is get it as close to the building and lined up with this beam as possible. I'm just kind of ADD that way. Alright, here we go. And then they'll just start interlocking themselves. And I'm just going to create a nice foundation here if it lets me. Won't lock in there. And I can't get rid of this couch. Okay, we'll just build out this way. Okay, it's not gonna... Oh, now, here's another building tip. If you want, I want to move all of these now a little bit over to the right because I notice it won't let me put one in here. So just highlight one and long hold your select button, and now it's going to select everything that I've attached to it, and I'm just going to move it over just slightly, and then build that floor back up. It should lock in. There we go. Now I'm going to do it one more time and put it as close to the wall as I can. I guess there's really no need to put it as close because I need to put a wall up anyways. I care too much about the cosmetics of these settlements. I don't know why I do this to myself. Okay, I think that's enough for that. Let's get some stairs going up to it. I actually don't like these stairs, but there's some other stairs I like. I think it's in the scaffolding. You know, we gotta look out for our disabled people. Start building some walls or prefabs. Actually, yeah, let's do that. The reason I like to use prefabs at this point is because it's faster and I don't have to put on a roof. Oh, I didn't even know it could do that. Let's build this. I'm gonna need about 10 beds, I think, is a good start, and this will do the trick. Alright, so let's just stick this guy on top of here, if I can. Oh, what the heck? Oh. Come on. There we go. Let's see if we can even get in. I'm going to have to move it to the... What's blocking it over here? This tree keeping it from coming into the... Ah. We'll just put some more floor. that a door there? I know it'll go here somehow. Come on. There we go. It's ugly, but it'll get the job done. I'll come in later one of these days and like really make this place look cool. All right, let's just get some beds in here. I usually use these because they take up they're small, but when I'm first getting started, I use the sleeping bags because they don't cost. I don't think I use a lot of cloth, and they don't take up that much space. Let's see, we got 9. Stick one guy over here. 10. Let's go upstairs. And stick some in here. $20 is about as the most you want to. 20 beds is plenty. You don't usually get a population of over 20 in your compound unless you manually tell people to go to a settlement. I think 15 beds is getting. By the time 15 settlers come in here, I'll want to do some changes to this compound anyway, or this settlement anyways. All right, so we've got that, and we need some defenses. Let's go with go ahead and set up a turret. Now, I'm not going to know where the primary location that the attack comes from until like I have to defend this settlement. So I'm just gonna, let's see, where's the road in here? Yeah, there's a road right here. Usually that's a telltale sign of where the attack might come from. So I'm just gonna set up a couple of turrets to watch out for anything coming from this general direction. How much is this going to cost me? Okay, I got plenty of resources to do that. All right, now I need some water. We'll go straight for my powered pump. Let's go in the back here. I like to keep this stuff out of sight, out of mind. Is that a door? Oh, cool. Let's line these up. One, two, three. Come on, I can fit one more in here, right? There we go. Dang it. 4. Ooh, that's always nice. Okay, now I need to connect these all together. And they need power. So let's see. They require 4. 16. I need 16 to run it. Generator. This produces 10. Okay, let's see if I'm running low. Dang, I'm running low on aluminum. How much aluminum does this cost? 25 aluminum. Everything else I kind of have a lot enough of, but this produces. Why is it not telling me how much it costs to build this? I'm gonna need 2 of these, and it's not telling me. Is there a glitch in my? You know what? I'm just gonna build this because I know I'm gonna come through this compound later and do some things, and I can always just buy a shipment of aluminum. Let's set this guy up. That way I won't have to deal with it later. And attach wire. Now we've got 100 power. We've got plenty of power. Plenty of water for this place. I've got 2 settlers that live here, and I need to make them work. Let's go ahead and set up my resources again and plant some food. Carrots, corn. Corn is always a good one. I think by default, if you don't have a settler assigned to something and you create like a farm style resource, they will automatically do that as a job. Boy, this is an ugly place. Okay, let's assign you.
Okay.
There we go. Where's the other lady? She is. Now you saw my food jumped up to 4. It should. Now look at this. You see how it's all in the green? Not the selected item, but it says corn on the right side. It says corn produces 5. Go. You'll know that you can either plant more or you need to assign somebody to a resource if it's in the red. If that where it says produces, it'll be empty. So here she goes. Yeah, she's automatically kind of assigned herself to food. We're gonna do that, and now see how my resource is now assigned, and it went from food to 4 to 5. So now we can add a few more. Oh. Is she assigned? This is a new settler? Oh wow. Okay, you are going to also be assigned food. So it went from. Alright. I'm going to keep making it until I see it turn red. Till I see one of them go into the red. Then I'll know to stop. Like, that's as much food as these guys can produce. Let's do some mutt. There we go. Mutt fruit. Yeah, I think Mutfruit is, let's take one of these people off of here and... Come on, give me the option to tell you to go do something else. There we go, command. Ah! And Mutfruit. Oh, it's already assigned. You know what? I always wondered about that.
Okay.
I think if you if you assign them to be responsible for producing resources like food resources, as long as they're within the general vicinity, like how my Mutfruit is next to the corn, then they won't just stay with the corn. They'll harvest whatever food source is around. Okay, so I have all of these are showing green, which means I can probably make a few more. Get out of my way. Let's do 3 more and see what happens. Alright, see that? That's what I'm talking about right there. How those 2 here means that I'll have to have another settler come into the compound and me assign them to the food, have them assigned as a job to harvest food in order for these to start producing 1 and 1, which will bring my food to... With these, if I don't add any more, it'll bring my food input to 17. So I'm just going to leave that there, and then next time I find a new settler, I'll assign them to food. I like to get my food to be... eventually I'm going to have, 20 settlers can live here? Did someone just comment? I don't have it to where I can see comments. I need to change that feature. Let's see. And that's about it when I set up a new settlement. Of course, I have a lot of resources connected. You're not going to be able to do this. Set up the fusion generator and just go nuts with whatever you want. This isn't really a novice farm, novice brand new settlement setup. But you get the idea. This was really just supposed to be a tutorial on how to set up a supply line, but it kind of goes hand in hand. When you're setting up a brand new supply line, you're usually doing that for a brand new settlement. And then that's kind of what I do as soon as I get a new settlement. Give them a place to sleep. I go ahead and prepare for the future, giving about 15 beds to get started off with, because I know by the time I come back and I have more than 15 people there, I'll want to do some cosmetic changes to the compound, to the settlement anyways. And also, when you go into to look at your data and you look at your workshops, so go to data, tab over to workshops. If there's anything going on, look for these red flags or the exclamation points, and it'll kind of tell you what's going on there. So Bunker Hill, I've got 23 people, and it's saying that I don't have enough beds. Sometimes that's glitchy. It's not always accurate. I'm pretty sure I have less than 23 people living there, but I'm gonna go check it out and see what's going on there. Now this place, since it's new, it's a cottage. Let's go Coastal Cottage. I believe this is this one. I have 4 people living here. I have 15 beds. I'm gonna leave it that way until I get over 15 people, and then it'll be red saying you don't have enough beds. That'll remind me to come back to this place and then start doing some changes to it. And that's kind of what I do, is purposely don't build enough beds at a new cottage. That way, I'll get the reminder through this to go back and I kind of already know. Oh, I don't have enough bed. I don't have 20 beds there. That must be a new establishment. Any place that I have like over 20 beds, like there, Country Crossing. I haven't gone back to that place in a while. These are places that I have. Like if I go to Grey Garden, let's go ahead and go there. Hang on, let me get into my power armor so I don't accidentally leave it here.
Farming's as honest as honest.
Let's go to a place that has over 20 beds. I'm pretty sure that this settlement is going to have quite a bit going on, you know, for itself.
That suit should tip the balance of things in our favor.
Abernathy Farm, 20 beds, Boston Airport, Bunker Hill. Let's go ahead and go here. See what's going on at Bunker Hill. Show on map. Fast travel, yes. What the heck is Bunker Hill? I haven't been there in a while. Oh, I hope it's not the one that's it's like a lighthouse, or I think it is. I don't like Bunker Hill. You can't really do much with Bunker Hill. This is probably a bad example. Let's see here. Wow, this was supposed to just be a really fast video on how to make a supply line, and it turned into way more than that. Okay. I mean, Bunker Hill's not a horrible place, but it's just not one of my favorite places to come to. So I'm going to go talk to somebody and see if they complain about the bed situation.
You should know, the people have been complaining a bit about the bed situation.
Yeah, okay, so I need to see if it's true. Go into the workshop. Oh, he's new. He shouldn't even be here. I've got 23 people. I'm going to move him. So this will fix this problem real fast. I am going to send him to Starlight Drive-In. That's one of the new places I'm setting up. And move. Starlight Drive-In. Confirm. Confirm. Okay, that'll fix that problem at least. But I've got 23 people living here. He's unassigned. Let's move him to move. Starlight save. Confirm. I want to bring the population of this place down to 20. Confirm. And Starlight Drive-In, I don't have I don't have an excess population over there. I need to turn off the beacon here. That's probably something I should have done a long time ago. If people are still trying to move in here. Where's my beacon? There you are. Now I've got my population down to 20. And let's turn off this beacon. Now no one's going to want to move here. Alright.
Got work to do.
That's how you set up supply lines and how you kind of manage some of your settlements. Alright, thanks for watching.